Look for a reason not to buy a property, not a reason to buy it. Most people look for a reason to buy a property. Right, I want to buy. No, look for a reason not to buy it. End of the day, you're there to make money and provide homes for people. It's not you don't want to buy properties that becomes a rope on your neck and it gives you sleepless nights. Hello and welcome to this video. Before I get going, I'd like to start this video by thanking every single individual that have been supporting us through this channel. I started this channel about a year ago. The intention to help as many people as possibly can to start their property investment journey. I wanted it to be organic. I don't want to market it. I don't want to have fake views or maybe fake subscribers. I wanted it to be real and authentic so that I can impact people positively, and the channel has been growing immensely. It's growing beyond my expectations. So I really thank every single individual who watched even a single second of my videos. I really appreciate you, and thank you for all your support. And I know without you the channel wouldn't have been where it is right now. I'd like to ask you for a favor as well. We have realized 75% of the people that are watching our videos are not subscribed to the channel. We kindly ask you to hit the subscribe button so you can get notification for future videos, and you'll be able to watch them, learn from it, and also share it with friends and family in order for them to win. And also that would also help boost our channel to be ranked at the top, to help individuals who are looking to start and scale their property investment journey. So thank you, and I appreciate you so much. Let's get going. The 4 worst property investment advice I've ever received. Okay, I need to be honest and genuine with you in this video because it's very important for you to know this, because if you don't know this, it would kind of put you in a limbo, not knowing what you need to start or what you need to do. So I'm gonna kind of be honest with you here, okay, so that you know, so you don't make the same mistakes again, because I made the mistakes when I started, and I wouldn't want you to make those same mistakes again. So number 1 advice I remember receiving was basically get the deal before investors. Okay, I was told basically I need to get the deal and then obviously go and look for investors. Okay, so I understand that. That's what I took, and I did that. It did not work, because once you've got a deal, you've got a deadline to meet, right? You've got a deadline where maybe the estate agency or the letting agents or the landlord, if you're doing rent to rent, tells you, I need you to take this property on now, right? So people tend to take time to make decisions. Okay, they don't just say, here you go, here's my money, you go away with it. No. So it takes time for people to make their decision. So I did that, getting the deal, getting investors. It always fell through because it wasn't working for me. Okay, it was a bad advice. So what I now do, what I would suggest you do, or what I recommend you do, which has worked for me really well, is to find the investors first. Now, you may be thinking, how do I find investors if I haven't got a deal? What do I tell them? Right, here's the secret, okay? You can create a dummy deal, okay? Create a dummy deal where you can say, I've got this deal, it gives me X amount of return, you give me X amount of that. Make that deal a lucrative deal. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing, otherwise they'll know you're making the figures up, okay? So basically, make a deal, make a dummy deal, and then present this deal to potential investors. Say, I've got this deal, I need this amount of money, would you be able to invest with me? Okay, so you may be thinking, where do you get these people? Start from your family first, go to your friends, and then go to property events, property seminars, right? Networking event, business event, okay? People that you know, just tell them about how amazing that deal is. Now, once you've got that deal, you may be showing it to a few people, but maybe one or a couple of people may be interested in it, okay? Don't get disheartened if you haven't got anyone as well. Keep keeping on, okay? Don't give up. So what you then do, once they said, hey, once they put their hands up, say, I am interested, the next thing you need to do is to take their name, telephone number, and email address. Store that with you. And then what you could then say to them, so unfortunately, this deal has been taken. However, I've got some more deals in the pipeline. As soon as that deal comes out, you will be the first person to know. So you've got that investor, okay? So now you know that investor is ready. So you can do that to multiple of investors, and then you now go and get the deal. right? You know, you go and get the deal and then you share that deal with them. If you've got 4 investors out of 4, maybe one, a couple of them would say, hey, I'm interested, I'm happy to work with you. So the worst advice I received was not doing that. So now I'm doing that. It's doing absolutely amazing, because people will not just throw their money at you in your first conversation. They will need to know you, get to know what you're doing. Even family and friends, some people get that emotionally attached to their money. So you want to kind of build that rapport, creating something in order for them to see. The second worst advice I received was also buying a property without knowing how much you are leaving on the deal. This is absolutely crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. I heard someone saying that. How could you buy a property without knowing your figures, right? You need to know your figures in order to even invest. So I've seen people doing so many mistakes over this. Where this mistake tend to happen a lot is in auction. Okay, in an auction, people are just going on buying properties with their emotion instead of the figures. Okay, recently we were about to buy a property in auction. That property would have only got sold for about £70,000. Guess what? That property got sold for £120,000. That was absolutely crazy, right? Because they're going with the emotion. They don't know whether they're leaving money in. They don't know whether that property is going to rent out at the money that they were asking for. And guess what? The property even had Japanese knotweed in it. It had Japanese knotweed. I don't think they did the due diligence. They may be London investors actually, because 120,000 will not even buy you a bedroom in London. So they're thinking, whoa, I'm getting a bargain here. Not knowing they have paid significantly over market value. So remember this, the figures always have to work before you even try to view a property, right? It needs to work before you even try to buy a property. Look for a reason not to buy a property, not a reason to buy it. Most people look for a reason to buy a property. Right, I want to buy. No, look for a reason not to buy it. So that was one of the worst advice I remember someone giving advice to someone, and I had that advice as well, saying, oh, property is a long-term game, don't worry about how much money you're living in, because eventually get it. For me, I want my money to work a lot harder for me in order just to sit down and wait for it to kind of come out in the next 10 years or so. No, that's not how I invest. I need to be able to pull my money within 12 to 24 months. If I'm not doing that, I'm walking away from that deal. So you need to know your figures, okay? You need to know your figures in order for you to invest. And again, if you like to know about properties, right? I'm not marketing it, but hey, I've got events happening every Saturday, right? Completely free of charge. Invest your time with me if you're serious about properties. It will take you a few hours on a Saturday to learn about how you can start and scale your property investment journey. It's completely free of charge. Join those events. If it works for you, we'd love to have you on board in the advanced program, but only join that event if you know you're serious about investment, okay? So basically, need to know your figures. You need to know your figures in order to buy a property. I've seen so many people burnt as a result of this. Another worst property investment advice I heard was invest in properties without proper research. People invest in properties because they see everybody's buying. They see everybody buying in Birmingham. They go ahead, oh, I want to buy a property in Birmingham. I want to buy a property in Birmingham without doing any research, right? They see people buying properties in London. They then jump on the bandwagon and start buying properties in London. You don't do that. You do your research and due diligence before you put your money in, because it's not like buying a chocolate bar or something like that. You're talking about investment here, okay? You go do your research before you buy any single property, because end of the day, you're there to make money and provide homes for people. It's not you don't want to buy properties that becomes a rope on your neck and it gives you sleepless nights. So don't buy a property without doing your research. Again, this is where you need someone to guide you, help you in order to make that decisive decision. Is key, because obviously if you're not investing less than 10, 15,000, 20,000 pounds in a property, so it's lots of money, right? Make sure you do your due diligence before you purchase that property. Another worst property advice is basically invest in property with no cash reserves. Okay, some people invest in properties without having any reserve, for example, right? They just buy it thinking, okay, the renovation costs £25,000 or £10,000. That's what I have. That's it. I'm not gonna add any money in there. That's what I have. It's a massive mistake. That's one of the massive mistakes property investors do. They buy properties with a reserve figure, not having any reserve cash, okay? They end up get burnt down, and then guess what? They lose faith, lose hope about property, property and think property doesn't work, right? In any renovation project I do, I have cash reserve. I'll give you an example. Bought a property not long ago. That property, we end up having lots of issues with that property. We had to change some lintels in the property. We had to kind of dig the earth in order to feed gas in the property. We had to bring in new power in the property as well, electricity. So basically, if I didn't have any cash reserves, what would I have done, right? That deal would have gone south. So always have cash reserve. You may be asking, how much cash reserve do you need? I would say anywhere between 5 to 10% is good, of the value or of your renovation, because just in case something that doesn't work how it's supposed to work, so that then you have that money to help get you going. And another worst advice also is invest in property solely for tax benefit. Some people only invest property because they want tax benefit. That should not be your aim. Obviously, having tax benefit should be part of your long-term goal, but you don't want to buy a property just because there's a tax, just because of tax benefit. Have another reason. Does it generate me passive profitable income? Is there capital appreciation in that location, right? And again, you talk about tax benefit then. Do I get tax benefit by investing in that sort of investment? These are the things that would help you take your property investment journey to the next level. If you've done any of these mistakes before, never do them again. If you haven't done them, I'm hoping that you know what the mistakes are now. And again, if you want to learn anything about property, don't forget to kind of click on that link in the description of this video to book yourself for free property investment course that are going Saturdays, and it would absolutely blow your mind away. So absolutely not buy a property without thinking about these worst mistakes people have made in their property investment journey. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing next video.